Welcome into the Business on Purpose podcast. Scott Beebe, your host, the head coach, the founder of the Business on Purpose platform. We're here to do one thing. That's liberate you from the chaos of working in your business, which is why we answer this question from a heroic small business owner who says, hey, can you try to persuade me on the value and the benefits of delegation? I hear it all the time. I know I need to do it, but why? Heck yes, I will try my best to persuade you. If you, by the way, don't have any clarity on where you're going as a small business owner, mybusinessonpurpose.com/vision. So what are the benefits, the values of actually being able to delegate something? Well, I think we have to start this off by saying there's two types of methods of getting things off of your plate. One is delegation. The other is what many would call abdication. Delegation versus abdication. Now, you can go Google these for their definitions. Let me just give you insight on what both look like. Abdication is really where you have a process in mind. You know how to do something. And you look at somebody else and you go, hey, can you do the bookkeeping? And they go, yeah, I can do the bookkeeping. And you go, sweet. You start right now. Go ahead and do our bookkeeping. Here's my login. Get it done. And here's all the stuff. And you walk away and you move on. That's abdication. I realize it's a little bit extreme to say it that flippantly, but quite honestly, many team members who have been on the receiving end of the abdication feel that way, as if they'd just been dropped something in their lap and we move on. Delegation, on the other hand, is where we take time to articulate a process. We train on it. We train again. We train again. Rory Vaden says the 30-time principle is effect. When we train somebody, it takes roughly 30 times the amount of time it would actually take the task. So if it's a 5-minute task, it's going to take roughly 150 minutes of training. Now, you can augment that through screenshot video training using a tool like ScreenFlow or use loom.com or one of those services where you can literally hit record on your computer as you're doing a task. We do it all the time, and it is a game changer for your business. When you do that, now you get to delegate. And that, in a responsible way, is to take the process to train. And when you're done, train some more. And the accountability and follow-up. It goes hand in hand with the weekly team meeting that we always talk about. So that's how you delegate. Or that's the difference between delegation and abdication. Now, we've got a tool that we call the Delegation Roadmap, where it's essentially a list, a spreadsheet. Remember, none of our tools are rocket science. They're just effective. And what you do with the tool is you actually lay out every single thing that's in your scope and capacity as a business owner that you need to do. You lay it out on a sheet of paper and you begin to rank it in how you do it. Once you do that, then, and you do the training and the accountability, here's where you start to see the value and the benefit. You know that vision that we talk about all the time? If you don't delegate, you will never achieve your vision unless your vision is incredibly limited. If you don't delegate, you will not get to your vision. So one of the key benefits, especially for us around delegation, is the progress, the movement towards a vision. Because if you create a vision, but you're not moving towards the vision, what's the value of the vision in the first place? Not only that, but if you're not moving towards it, you are going to be frustrated long term. You know, they say roughly like 80 or 90% of businesses fail within 10 years. I heard a statistic the other day, I think it was Chuck Blakeman, who said that's not necessarily entirely the whole story. The majority of businesses, quote, fail. Well, part of failure is when the business owner just gets burned out, worn out, and they shut down the business. They also classify that as a failure. And so the reality is the number of businesses that just simply fail is less than that. But the number of business owners who get burned out and shut the business down is what makes that number so high. When you delegate, you enjoy the business that you built. When you don't delegate, you don't enjoy it because you're on the treadmill constantly running and you're going nowhere. You ever realize that about a treadmill? You're running really hard, but you're going nowhere. That's what it's like to run a business where you're on a treadmill. And when you don't delegate, is you do all the running and it doesn't feel like you progress at all. So if you want to attain a vision, delegate. If you want to feel like there's progress in your business, delegate. If you want marginal time to be able to take some time off and the business still runs, delegate. If you want to empower other people, part of the greatest responsibility and opportunity as a business owner is to empower other people to do what they're great at. If you're a business owner, not sure if you ever had a time where you were working for somebody else. I had most of my life up until the point we started the Business on Purpose platform that I was working for other people. You know how refreshing it would have been over and over and over again if leaders would have said, hey, I want to empower you to do something great. Oh my goodness. That's like oxygen. When you delegate, you're telling somebody else, I believe in you. I know you can do this. I'm going to leverage the skill set that God gave you. And God did give them a skill set. You know, in Exodus 35, it says God gave Bezalel the Spirit of God, giving him great wisdom, ability, and expertise in all kind of crafts. Well, it wasn't just Bezalel. It's all of us. God has given us all of us great expertise, abilities in all sorts of crafts. And as a business owner, it's our privilege to be able to identify that in other people and then prepare them so that we call that out in them. But in order to do that, you have got to process out what it is that you're going to delegate. That's why we're so insistent on process building, because the implementation of the process is what's going to get you to the vision. But if you're trying to do all the process yourself, you're going to burn out. The beauty of delegation is empowering others to be able to do the work that they're uniquely created for, so you can lock in on the work that you're uniquely created for, so you can push towards the vision of the business. Delegation has benefits all the way around, but make sure you're delegating and not abdicating. MyBusinessOnPurpose.com/vision if you need help. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on the Business on Purpose podcast.